Okay, everybody, welcome back to Trigger Tarot. Today is going to be, well, for this month, is going to be Gemini. So we're going to talk about Gemini here. Tonight, I'm going to do Gemini and Cancer. So I'm going to go ahead and circle Gemini right here. Hopefully I can get that accurate this time. Last time I'm a little bit scribbly about what I'm doing here. Yeah, it's... I think I need a stylus. I think I need a stylus for this kind of thing, actually. But anyways, there you go, Gemini. That's where you're at. And we are going to do you today. And hopefully you're ready for it. Just get ready for it, and we'll be ready. I figured the Ace of Pentacles, kind of made some sense, kind of pulling it up there. Seeing into the horizon, holding up, magic ball of stuff. There, holding up a magic ball of stuff. Pretty cool. So let me go ahead and readjust this mic here real quick. Hopefully that sounds okay. But yeah, let me get into this here. So as you saw, I shuffled. And so Gemini, I'm going to go ahead and let you pick the card today. And if I didn't mention it, welcome to Trigger Tarot, of which I think I just did. But let's go ahead and let you pick the card, Gemini. And we are going to try to figure out what it's going to be for this month and probably the following month, what leads into the next month. So this month leading into the next month, maybe a little bit into the next month, probably due to time constraints and, me putting up videos, which takes quite some time actually to do some of these, actually, believe it or not. So Gemini, I'm going to close my eyes and you pick the surprise. Okay. And all right, let's go ahead and do it like that. That feels good over there, but it feels warmer over to the right. All the way to the... well, maybe just a little bit left here. Okay, so this one here, this one. Yeah, this one right here. Ooh, look at that. This is your over-under card, Ace of Cups. So this is what happens on Trigger Tarot as well. Lady Luck usually guides me to the right cards, and actually I think Lady Luck's been helping me out. I really didn't even have to ring the bell. She's granting me some boons. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. Everything is like looking pretty good here. But I'm going to go ahead and ring the luck bell anyways, just to honor her, because she's been really good to me lately. And I just want to make sure, you get the same kind of luck that everybody else does, So let's go ahead and ring it.
Bring out your dead!
So, okay. So we rang the luck bell. Lady Luck will be sated. She'll be happy. She won't bug me all freaking night. But sometimes, those things happen, Sometimes it happens, and, you just kind of move on. But what's actually pretty interesting? Maybe it's also I've gotten some more luck, too, because I actually got some new pants, and I found this in the pants. And I was like, so, wow, I found this in the pants? Actually, it's like a fortune cookie. It says, if, maybe I should turn it like this. I don't know. I have no idea why the camera will not focus on this. I don't like focusing on that. What if I turn it sideways? Will you focus? Oh, there you go. Oh, that for a second. Okay, let me read it to you. Start an endless adventure. Lucky numbers. So, yeah, I actually found this in a new pair of pants I bought. I was like, wow, I didn't know pants came with fortune cookies. So, anyways, Gemini, I bet you're going to get pretty lucky this month or two, right? I mean, look at all these goodies that are coming up here, right? Ace of Cups. This Ace of Pentacles, I just felt like it had something to do with this reading. So it's just going to kind of sit here on top of Park Place over here. But we're going to go ahead and pull your cards here. So you got this card. You got this card. This is your lover card. This is your you card. This is your other card. And this is your other card. So we're going to go ahead and place it like that. Place our bets like that. I'm going to leave the cards right there. And so what do we got to start here? We've got the Knight. Well, actually, I always want to say this is the Knight of Wands. This would be a Knight of Wands, right? But he's not in full armor, okay? So Gemini, this is pretty interesting because, this is just a 6. it's Six of Wands, right? Means work. You're putting in work. And typically this would be a knight because of, look at all the fine drapery on this horse. He's got this, I don't know, like I don't ride horses really, but as I'd like to, but really haven't got into that. But here's the thing. You got this wreath up on top of here, which means it's a bit of a celebration, a giant celebration, right? You've got, oh man, the word just on the tip of my mouth here. But you've got this, I want to say straddle. Maybe I'm saying the wrong word. I definitely, I don't know why. Sometimes I get these mental blocks. I'm I can see the word, but I can't say it for some reason. But this is a decorative piece here. This typically is usually a rope, but this is a decorative piece that's on this horse's bridle here, right? Oh yeah, this is the part of the bridle. Right? Okay. And you've got all this elaborate, gown that the horse is wearing too. And you've got other, celebrating knights here as well, because that's a fact. Not every knight that rides a horse is wearing full gear and armor. It depends. This is in a celebration, right? So this isn't for war. They're just riding around for celebration. So you've got some interesting stuff going on here. So it looks like you're celebrating. It looks like you've, the creators come out of thin air, giving you the cup of the everlasting water, the ever-living water, Ace of Cups. I mean, this is all very kind of Eucharistic here. There's like the Holy Spirit, there's the Eucharist, there's the cup of eternal life, the hands coming out of nowhere. Well, how did I get here? You're like, I don't know. And so you might be freaking out a little bit, actually, because like just stuff, it just came out of nowhere and you can celebrate. Just like, how did that happen? You're like, that shouldn't happen like that. I mean, there should be some reason for it. It's like some kind of work needs to be invested in. So you're probably kind of questioning a few things. So I'm pretty curious too. This looks like it involves you here and looks like it involves other people. So this could be a little bit of both. So we're going to pick a card here. Oh, look at that. Advance to St. Charles Place. If you pass go, collect $200. So this could literally be kind of your journey here. And we'll pull a community chest. It is your birthday. Collect $10 from every player. Whoa. Is it your birthday? Maybe one of your signs, part of your signs, your birthday, or you feel like it's your birthday? Maybe people are celebrating you. Maybe not your birthday, but maybe they're just celebrating you in general. Maybe you did something really good and it just came from a self-sacrificial thing. You took a trip, you went somewhere, you went all hobo on the world and, packed up your stuff and got your stogie and your top hat and you're just, moving on, doing some cool stuff. So that's kind of what that is right there, So let's pull up the Lover card here. Ooh, the Lover card is the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups here is pretty interesting because, you know what? It almost looks like he's wearing a headdress, right? That looks like a whale on top of his head. It just looks a little bit like a whale. And I want to say the Fish of Cups because there's a fish in the cup. It's coming out of the cup. He's like, how did you get in there, little fishy? Little fishy's like, don't eat me. I want to swim and play. And the little man here is like, I really like fish fillet. And so, yeah, it's not going to go very well for the little fishy in the cup. But, everything has its place in life. And sometimes fish need to get eaten, And so, you got this little Page of Cups. This guy looks pretty cool. He just, what, actually, if you look at him really closely, if I can, he looks a little bit like Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop. And I think you could probably agree with me on that one too. If you actually saw Cowboy Bebop. In which case this camera is like, I want to focus, but sometimes I don't. It's a surprise. I'll focus sometimes. Oh, I'll focus. Focus. Is it working? Anyways, he's just kind of like, whatever, whatever happens, happens, that sort of thing. And so this card here is kind of like that too. Whatever happens, happens. I mean, there's a fish in a cup. He's not upset. The fish is trying to talk to him, and he's literally listening to the fish, talking to him from the cup. That's crazy. That's absolute bat snot crazy. It's absolute crazy. It's just not normal at all. So this could literally be Spike Spiegel from the past, and then they drew him into a cartoon or into an anime, like they did with Cowboy Bebop. Because it kind of does look like the guy, and I would imagine he'd do something like this too, if he was in this outfit from this period, from this time period. So you're actually moving forward, doing something pretty cool, because you have the Ace of Cups. This is the bipolar card. So if you're new to Trigger Tarot, bipolar card, up, down, positive, negative, whatever. This could be totally good, totally bad. And so far, everything's looking pretty good. Although, because this was kind of upside down, he's looking at this, he's a little bit confident. But the fact is, because of all these things are happening, you're kind of questioning yourself. You're like, did I really deserve this? Did I really deserve this celebration here? And you're just kind of wondering, and you're asking a fish. You're asking a fish, Gemini. I mean, if you're asking a fish, Gemini, maybe you are just as crazy as I thought you were. But either way, we're going to try to figure out what's going on here and why St. Chuck's Place has something to do with this. Because definitely people are, they are celebrating you, but it had to do something with St. Charles Place. Which St. Charles Place isn't one of the greatest places on Monopoly. It's just kind of it's okay, but it's not the greatest. So let's move on here. Ooh, what does that have anything to do with anything? Maybe it's Batman. Maybe Batman came into your life and just kicked over your cups, and you're thinking Batman's going to come into your life. Maybe you're the Joker right now. Because a Page of Cups is, I don't know. It looks a little bit like a Joker card, doesn't it? That's kind of a tough one, really. Because, yeah, there's a lot of cups in here. So we're going from 6 to 4. So maybe it's not so much Batman. Maybe that you're a little worried about how this is going to end up happening, and you think you're going to lose some of these cups. So you're holding on to the fishy cup, but you do have an extra cup somewhere with you. But you go from really happy to really sad. So maybe this isn't what I thought it was. Okay, I have to pull up some other cards here. I'm moving on really fast. I'm moving on ahead here really quickly. What is your significant other? This is really more or less your significant other. This could be you, which I'm thinking this is mostly you. I don't think this has anything to do with your significant other, so I'm not going to pull up the crazy eights. I'm going to pull up an Uno card. Ooh, +4. Oh, that'll help. That'll help so much, Gemini. You're so confusing anyways. I don't know why you're so confusing. But it looks like, what the hell does this look like? Your center core is being blessed. You are celebrating with friends. It's because it's your birthday. Or at least they say it's your birthday. Or some memorial event has happened and it's in honor of you. You're taking a trip to St. Chuck's Place. Your significant other, or less, probably more like yourself, because the guy staring at a fish in a cup is a little weird, and that kind of indicates maybe some kind of imagination or some kind of dream or some kind of something that happened within you that made you kind of question whether you should drink out of this cup. Maybe there's just a big fish in there and you can't drink from it because the fish is going to either be in there or the fish is going to talk to you. So there's a +4 card. We're moving into an other card. Your journey card is going to be a little bit depressing, probably. Maybe you found out something about this trip that you're going to go on that's going to be a little bit depressing. Maybe it's the trip itself. Maybe it's who you're going to meet at the end of the trip. But we got to pull 4 cards because this is what this says. We got to pull 4 cards and see what that's all about. So I'm going to go ahead and pull 4 cards that I think will match. So Lady Luck, please give me some help on this. Gemini is always confusing me. They're always doing it for whatever reason. They love doing it, and it's kind of annoying. So I'm going to go ahead and pull 4 cards because Lady Luck will help me out this time. And I'm going to pull this card here. I'm going to pull this card here. Pull the second from top card here. Now we're going to pull this card here. Okay, so we pulled 4 extra cards, okay? Right? So that'll help me figure out kind of what's going on with you, because you were a little bit confusing on my end, always, typically. So what do we got here? We've got this, we've got this, we've got this, and we've got this. So wow, that's a lot of cards. That is a lot of stuff going on here. So maybe you're in your mind about stuff. I get this feeling like you're in your mind. You're in your mind about the repercussions that are going to happen because you're going to feel down because of this. It sort of matches this card. So I'm just going to place them where I think they match. Strength card, right? The strength card, according to, I think the strength card comes from here, where you feel like you're getting a divine strength card. There's the Lover's card, which I think is going to be here, and this card's going to be here. So some of these cards are going to be kind of all over the place here, really, but I feel that we're going to get some understanding here. So you feel like you're going to move, you're blind, you're moving into a situation you feel is going to be terrible, but the simple fact is you're coming from like a high celebration with the Lover's card here, right? And so because of that, you've got, everything that's celebrated that they're wanting to do for you. They're throwing a birthday party for you. Or, something you did, they're celebrating you for. And so you're getting like this big marriage off of this. You got a strength card. Like there's a lot of really good cards in here. And you got the strength card here. You're petting a lion, And it's like a divine thing, divinely inspired, infinity symbol there. The 8, the 6 matches with the 6, the 2, this strengthens this card, and then this is 8. So, it's as far as the card goes, it kind of matches that anyways. But you've got this strength that's coming from the divine, or like a creation source, helping you understand this, and you're moving forward. And you feel a little goofy about this, but really this still shows like an angelic combination here. Like you're combining some idea together. Because of this, they're celebrating you and you're moving forward on this new journey. So you might be getting a new job. You might be meeting a new person possibly, whether it's financial or for friendship or love or something. And you feel like you're going to run into a lot of problems, maybe because of what's happened in the past, right? So it could potentially be something like that. Okay. So what else can we do? So we're going to pull a risk card here. We're going to pull a risk card. Yakutsk. So that's Yakutsk. And it shows a horse. So if you have Yakutsk on the map of risk and you own this territory, you can place an extra reinforcement troop on there at the beginning of your turn if you turn in the set. So what does that mean? Well, I've got this feeling it doesn't mean anything, actually. I don't think this means anything. I don't think you have to worry about that card at all. I think everything like came up with all this. I mean, maybe it has something to do with Russia. Maybe there were Russian bots interfering in your love life or something like that. Although that's basically just kind of fake. But it could be like an idea, like you think, oh, someone's going to come after me. Someone's going to do something. Maybe you've had a lot of pain in the past, and you just kind of wonder, what's going to go on. I almost wish I had a bigger table because this is really messy here. Super messy. All right, St. Chuck, how about you go and Mr. Monopoly, how about you put yourself there? All right, so Page of Swords. So we got the Page of Cups and the Page of Swords. So your journey's leading you to, a place within yourself, and you're trying to put things together, but you decide, at the end of the journey, you're just going to be that noob that wears the green tights. You're just going to go out there like balls to the wall, and you're just going to just do it. You feel like, oh no, this could have terrible repercussions, terrible blah, blah, blah. But then you see all the people that supported you with this, even when you feel like oh no, I'm down, I'm all by myself. The fact is, you might actually be by yourself on this idea. Maybe your significant other is sharing a cup with you, but it's kind of a spiritual way of seeing things. And the simple fact is, even if you had some past hurts and you feel like some cups got knocked over, some wine got spilled out or blood, maybe that's Dracula there. Maybe you feel like, Dracula kind of pinned you down at one point, and now you're going to just be free of that. Maybe that's the case. Because you've got this Page of Swords, and you've got this, marriage material stuff here. I mean, these people are getting married, essentially. This is the Lover's card, and these people are getting married. I mean, you could be, finally tying the knot with somebody. I mean, it could literally be a marriage too, but, considering, there is that there too. But really, my understanding from this is something divine. This is something within you. This is, you celebrating with other people. I mean, you could be getting married, but you could be really nervous about kind of what happened in the past here because, like, you had a lot of you spilled a lot of milk and you cried a lot of tears because of all that spilled milk. But you feel a little blind, you feel a little stuck in all that, but you got so many people in your corner here. You got so many people in your corner cheering you on. You want to do this yourself, and that's great, and that's kind of what it has to be. But you have a lot of divine inspiration, and you have a lot of self-strength. You got all the cards here, man, or woman, or whatever. You got all the cards. I mean, you got a lot of good cards. I mean, this is like really, really good, believe it or not. You are just rising high and pushing forward. So, you're going into a mental state of being a noob because you're like, well, this is new. So you're changing your ways, and you feel like you're in a different territory, fighting against Batman or Vlad, the Impaler. I mean, that could be his castle right there. That's kind of spooky. But then you're going to come out as the Page of Swords. You're just going to be like, you know what? I can do it. And you're just going to act like a complete noob and just jump into it. And that's probably a good thing because you've got all this strength here. If you didn't have all this strength, I'd be like, you know what? You're not strong enough to handle this. Maybe you need to lift some weights first before you jump into that. Because you might be a little bit of a weakling. So, what does this say? Destroy all indigo troops. So guess what? You gotta get rid of, here's like a purple card here. You gotta get rid of this mental instability here. You gotta get rid of that mental instability and stop looking at the fish and worrying about the fish, Stop talking to the fish in a cup. Drink the water. There probably isn't a fish in a cup. Why are you so crazy? Why did you just decide to go batshit crazy? I mean, seriously, what's going on with you? I mean, there's wings here, there's wing, you know, if you put it like that, it could be Batman there. But, you know, maybe you're not batshit crazy, but why are you in your head about this? I mean, destroy the mental breakdown. There's something mentally breaking down here. These are kind of the same color here. Destroy these troops, so basically destroy these colors here, you know, and kind of get rid of that. Is this the same color? Well, I think that's blue, but I mean, if we get rid of these cards here, these are kind of purpley, you know, we don't have to deal with that anymore. So it's already saying, get rid of this, you know, stop thinking about the fish in a cup and start, you know, swimming in the water and talking to the fish in the water and drinking the water out of the cup. You know, make the right thing the right thing. Don't act like a crazy person. You know, don't act like the crazy person here. I mean, who has a fish in a cup? That would not literally stay there. It would flop out, and it doesn't make any sense. So stop acting like a crazy person. Be the noob. You got strength on your side. You're going to handle it. Yes, things have happened, but you're going to come out on top because of your inner strength. Okay? Okay, Gemini? I know this one was a really messy one because there are just way too many cards on the table here, but, you know, it could have something to do with you moving to, you know, St. Charles Place or something, you know? It could end up happening. You know, you never know. You never know. So, all right, Gemini, I hope you had a good... I know you had a good read here, but I hope you had a good time. You know, I think we pulled a lot of really good cards for you, and there wasn't really hardly anything bad here at all. I mean, like, everything worked out great. You had a great reading. I mean, these are really, really good cards. The Strength card, the Noob card, the other Noob card, the Lovers, Batman, the Knight that's not called a Knight card, you know, the Marriage card. You had a lot of good cards, I just gotta say, you know. And so I think that's really what it comes down to, you know. It's just the Indigo saying just destroy the purple cards, destroy what's happened in the past, you know, and you'll be successful. It's about mind over matter, and that's what happens a lot in life too. If you keep thinking, oh, this really negative thing's going to happen, this really negative thing's going to happen, this negative thing's going to happen, guess what? Some people might actually play out that idea that you think it's going to negative thing's going to happen. They might actually play it out for you to let you see that it would happen so that you can actually be right. And they might actually do it in spite. So if you keep thinking it's going to happen, you might give them the idea, oh, this person's afraid it's going to happen. Let's see what they're going, let's see how they're going to react if I let that happen. And it's the craziest thing, but some people end up doing this because sometimes you project your ideals on other people, and because you projected those ideals on other people, they play that role. And sometimes they do it to have fun with you. Sometimes they do it because they wonder if maybe that's what you want. But it's really not exactly what you want. You're fear projecting. And a lot of times when people fear project, things go pretty bad. So you get rid of the fear projections, okay, Gemini? All right, that's all I got to really say for that. Have a great month, Gemini, and I hope and I wish you well, which I think you're going to basically do it yourself. So I think you'll get on quite well. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pause it here real quick, and we'll get into Cancer. Okay, Cancer. So, ich liebe. All right, so we're going to do you today, Cancer. Hope you're ready for it, and prepare yourself. So let's do this today. Let's do Cancer. So we're going to, if you can't see it right up there at the top of the screen, there you are, Cancer. If you don't know what you are a lobster. Actually, you're supposed to be a crab, although they show a lobster there, don't they? That's really interesting. That's a really old drawing. Maybe Cancers were initially lobsters. I wonder. I don't know. I mean, I like lobster and I like crabs about the same, although I like lobsters a little more. I don't know why. I think they're just tastier. But Cancers are also pretty tasty, depending upon situation. Yeah. So Cancer today, that's cool. I never got the Queen of Swords yet. I never drew the Queen of Swords ever yet. I wonder if we'll draw it today. We shall see, Cancer. Do you want to draw the Queen of Swords? And we can talk about that. We'll find out, won't we? So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle 2 more times. Mr. Shuffleophagus is over there going, whoa, I don't know about that. But Shuffleophagus likes to see it anyways. He's that kind of person. Or thing. I don't know what exactly he is. But Gemini drew that card, or initially I pulled a card from the bottom because it seemed to kind of represent the overall feeling for today. So I went ahead with it. And so now that I've shuffled enough times, Cancer, I'm going to let you go ahead and use my finger to point at whatever you want. Well, I mean, if you want to point at the dragon, it's okay. Maybe the dragon can blow some dragon fire on here and give you some luck. Uh-oh. Dragon fire fell out. Okay. Well, that's fine. I'll put that in there later. I'll put it back later. But, Cancer, if you want to pull the card for me, if you want to point my finger wherever you wish to point it, close my eyes. And really, this one? You sure? Ooh, 2 of Swords, your over-under card. Okay, Cancer. You want the swords. You wanted swords. Okay, so you get the over-under card here. It's going to be your U card, the Hierophant, the Hairy Pants. That's what you get, Hairy Pants. Your lover card is this. Your other card is that. Your other card is that. So, okay, Cancer, we're pretty much kind of set to rock and roll. So, yeah, that's what we do on Trigger Tarot. We pull out major arcana cards because, why not? And that's what we end up doing all the time. So Cancer, you're looking within yourself. This is an over-under. You're either looking within yourself or you're looking at everybody else, right? And, usually this is a plus-minus, so this literally means the extremeness of what this could be or the opposite of the extremeness. Now, looking at the hairy pants here, because, look at his pants. They're super hairy. He just dyed it all red. He dyed everything red, but he's got super hairy pants. You can't even barely see his shoes, and, his little dress underneath it. So the hairy pants man, this is going to be upside down. And usually this isn't upside down, but you picked this card, so, well, you kind of chose it. I didn't choose it. You did. So here's the deal. You're looking completely outside of yourself. You were looking inside of yourself for a while to some degree, but because of the hairy pants man and his big staff, he's like, I'm the Pope. I tell you what to do. And all these little baldy dudes, who got the Franciscan friar cut, they're like, oh, shit. I don't want to listen to this person. So you're being a little bossy, right? But you feel justified. You feel like you were inside of yourself, but now you got to go outside of yourself and be like, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I'm just going to make all the rules here, right? Because maybe the Ace of Pentacles is here. Maybe because this is a part of, what's going on. You feel like you're justified. You're given this from God. You're given this star from God. You need to go ahead and do it. So this looks like it has to do a lot with, you taking control of a situation. Now, is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. It really depends on you, Cancer. It could be good. It could be bad. Depends on who I'm talking to. I don't know. You gotta let me know. As far as this goes, I feel like I have to throw a die here. I just was kind of guided to this. So I'm gonna throw a die. We're gonna see how many people this has to deal with. I know there's 2 people here, but this could be more. So let's go ahead, roll the die. 7. Whoa! 7 people in your life that you have become the Pope over? Wow, that's insane. Okay, pull a community chest card, see what this has to say. You are assessed for street repairs. Pay $40 per house and $115 per hotel you own. So whatever you own, you have to pay kind of a bit more, You have to pay a bit more. So, you might have a project you have to work on, something that you have to do, and a lot of people are involved. 7 people are involved, and maybe you are a landlord, or you own some property, or you own something that other people are, also involved with, and you are trying to have some control over that, Cancer. So maybe that's a case. Maybe it has to do with family members, or maybe it has to do with something. But you have to foot the bill, But you're probably realizing other people have to, chip in and actually help you out here. So that could be a part of it. So it could literally be a part of that. Other people have to help out and help you out because you have to pay for all this repairs. Maybe they damage stuff. And now you're saying taking the moral high ground and saying, hey, you asshats broke all this shit. Now you gotta help me out, and because I gotta pay for this. You gotta help me, in a sense. Maybe they have to help you pay for it. Maybe it's 7 people in your life that need to help you pay for something, externally. So that could maybe be the case here, right? So the reason I had to flip this is because this is such a heavy card, and this is such an internal card. This is such an external card, whereas like I'm at the top, everybody listen to me, and this is you. But your inner side is kind of struggling with that, but it's like you're pulling out that, I'm not staying inside my shell anymore. I'm coming out and I'm just saying it, right? Because other people have done something to you, about 7 people. So there's a lot of people involved, of which they've damaged some things, and they have to help you repay it. So I hope we got that, concluded there. So let's pull this card here. Ooh, look at that. There is the, the juggling fool card, or the dum-dum card. Oh yeah, this is the dum-dum card because, he's just like, oh, look at this. And then look at these waves, and they're going like, and then the ship is like gonna list and just tip over, fall over on the, on the other wave like that. And this is just a really dumb card. So your significant other is kind of a dum-dum. Sorry to say, but yeah, it's like you need help, and the other people, it could be probably involved with the other people, but it could also be your significant other because it's 2, so it's you and them, that they could maybe not be that intelligent when it comes to trying to help you out. You might have to do this by yourself. So we're going to pull a Crazy Eights card for this dum-dum guy here, and we're going to pull an Uno card in case you're single and see if, this has to do with all these other people. So we're going to go ahead and pull this here, Uranus. So it's also number 7, which kind of matches that, doesn't it? So if it's your significant other, it's going to match the 7, and your significant other really, like, if we pull this over here, he's really about chaos and change, and so you're trying to control a situation, but he's about chaos and change, okay? So he's going to want to do different things. He might not understand where you're coming from. He might want to, play around and just do weird stuff just because it's fun. He might not understand where you're coming from. Maybe you have to help explain it to him, or her. Maybe your significant other's a her. Maybe she's a dum-dum. and it could be that case, And I don't mean dumb in like a really mean way. It's just some people, there's some people if like, yeah, I've heard some people that don't understand some strategy games, and they basically say, oh, well, everybody that, plays this isn't going to like it because it's too hard on my brain. That person I would say is a dum-dum, because if it's too difficult for you to actually take the time to learn it, you can't just go and make a blanket statement saying everybody else isn't going to like it because you're not smart enough to get it. That just shows everybody you're a dum-dum. That's about that, it's like the night at the museum, hey, dum-dum, give me yum-yum. That's all they could really understand. That's all they knew, and that's what they were. So your significant other, not to say that they're a full-on dum-dum about everything, but according to the situation, they just don't get it. But this really like heavily ties in here. There's 7 and 7. Let's pull up a Uno card in case this is a single card. Skip. Ooh, we get to skip this. So we get to skip this card. This is crazy. So if this is just based on you, we don't have to worry about, basically you don't have to worry about them. So in essence, we'd be skipping this and throwing this away. But if you have a significant other, then it really heavily ties into the fact that they don't get it. So if your significant other is basically the other people, which I think more so it's probably based on like a person that's close to you. It could be a lover, could be a friend, like a best friend, maybe a family member, like a father, mother figure, something like that. But it could very well be a lover or a potential lover that you're trying to help them understand something, and they're just playing around. They're acting the fool. They're being super freaking goofy, I don't mind doing that sometimes myself because, it can be a lot of fun. But if you know someone's being super freaking goofy right now, maybe you need to tell them, hey, I'm trying to build this and blah, blah, blah. You gotta be on my side here on this. So you might have to take some time to explain it to them, okay? Because they're full of chaotic change, not a bad chaotic change, but just, they like to do new things all the time, right? So you might have to explain it to them. But if this is literally you, yourself, it says to skip. So we're skipping over this. So it really has nothing to do with you. It's got to do with other people here. Okay, let's move on here. Ooh, the King of Pentacles. Look at that. Now, Trigger Tarot. This is where we pull up all the major arcana cards. Now, I'm not kidding you. I've been doing it for like months now, or 3 months now. But either way, you've got this guy here. He's surrounded by, vegetables. And, he's got a couple bowls there. And he's got little, looks like he's covered with grapes, right? Like he's just full of, he's full of life, but he's in a foresty area. And behind him is a castle. So he is creating his own little kingdom away from the kingdom, right? So this could be a part of you, right? This could be a part of you. Got the Hierophant, got this. Your journey for you, even though this other person's full of a bit of chaotic change, right? And they're kind of like, on their own, or maybe you're with them, or maybe you're going to maybe start something new with somebody, but this person that you're with is full of chaotic change. You can't really trust them to help you with this. You got to take the lead. You could try to explain it to them and maybe they'll help you, but they always want to do all these different things. You got the structure set, you want it to work this way. And this matches this, okay? But your journey is to be the King of Pentacles. Your journey is to take all that work that you've done and you built, and push it forward. And there's 2 pentacles here and there's 1 pentacle here. So this other person could have one of the pentacles that you have, but you have to take that pentacle and become the king. There's Hierophant, moving into the kingship and all that. We'll pull a risk card here, see if this has something to do with anything. So Siberia. So the fact is, this is Siberia, so this little journey could feel a little cold, you're still going to have your significant other or 7 other people in your life trying to help you out and just be really kind of dumb. They're just screwing around all the time. But you've got this idea and you kind of have to lead it. If they want to work with you, you have to explain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the 7 rules that are going to come into play with this. You're going to have to explain every little detail to them. It's going to feel a little cold because you're going to be in Siberia on this idea. But you're the King of Pentacles, so you can lead this forward. So let's see what your finale is here. Page of Wands. So what'll end up happening with your final journey here is you're going to be really powerful moving into this, but ultimately you're going to have to take the work yourself. There's kind of a foolish setting here, and not saying that they won't be with you, but ultimately it's going to be onto you to make all the final decisions. Because you're going to have the Page of Wands, you're going to be like, look at what I grew, out of this magic. I grew this big pole by myself, while this little dum-dum guy's playing around, and they just, they're on a different journey, These other people that you're with, they're on a different journey. They might help you out with this, but ultimately you're going to have to look at yourself as the Pope, look at yourself as the King, and look at yourself as the journeyman, the wayfarer, the wanderer, the traveler. This is all going to be based upon you. And it could be because of what maybe they did, maybe what your significant other did. It's going to be a little bit pricey. You're going to have to pay for something that could really lead to something really big. But you're going to feel like you're on your own on this, So even if you have another person in your life with this is your journey to take, Get your traveling stick. Because he's got a traveling stick, he's got a rod, a lot of holding of like some kind of tool here, some kind of rod, and even he's holding a cane. So a lot of this has to do with that, and it looks like the Ace of Pentacles, since I'm going to round off and kind of finish this off here, the Ace of Pentacles kind of matches up with this. So it's just a hand coming out of nowhere going, where did I come from? And you're like, no, I don't know. And then you're looking at this and you're seeing the mountain peaks here, right? Because you're on top of a mountain. So if you're seeing the peaks of the mountain there, you're probably on top of it or very close to the top of it. But you're going to get the Ace of Pentacles to round this out, to finish this off. So let me look at that. Let's pull one of these cards here. Destroy all blue troops. So the fact is, you have to let go of all these, this blueness here. You got to let go of all this stuff. So all this blueness here is just going to have to kind of, the only way forward is to wash away the idea that, they got you they sort of helped you get into the situation. It could be 7 people or a significant other, but you have to kind of wash that away because it actually helped you build something that you can grow from. So you're going to be able to move out and have a journey on your own because of the situation that has come upon you, but it's going to make you feel a bit cold. So not to say so much like you could destroy the people that you know or anything like that, but destroy the blue, destroy the depression about the situation in your life. Let go of that. And maybe try to control the chaos a little bit because it's a little bit out there. Try to take some control of that and maybe lead. Because this looks like a leader guy, This is a leader card. This is a leader. This is a leader right here. Because you might be like, well, this person isn't a leader. Well, they're by themselves. They're exploring, They're all duded up and they're ready to go. They got their walking staff. They're ready to do it. And it just looks like you have to take the lead. But you have to destroy the blueness, the depression that you got in order to do it. Because Siberia is cold. And, maybe you got to get rid of that. And the switch card was already here, remember? So what was inside of yourself to move over, got to get rid of that too. So, all right, everybody. Thanks for watching Trigger Tarot. I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, just let me know what your thoughts and comments are down below. I don't think there's really anything else I can really show you as far as, this is concerned. You and Gemini both had amazing reads here tonight. And so I'm going to try to get this out tomorrow, if not maybe the next day. But I'm going to try to finish off all the signs here for this month, try to get that out. It's been a pretty busy month for me, but I'm definitely going to get out there. And hopefully you had a good time. And so until next month, we'll see what happens. But just remember, too, I'm still an amateur at this. So, this could be totally right. It could be totally, well, I think it'll probably be right. Probably. So if not, let me know. Leave it at all in big caps, That was wrong. Then we could have a tasteful, disagreement about some things. But I think this is probably right because Lady Luck told me last month that I won. And so maybe this month I'll win too, I'm competing against some pretty top tarot readers out there, and there's really good ones. If you want to see any of the ones that are out there that are pretty good, just look in the links down below. You'll see some pretty good ones in there. But other than that, Cancer, you have a great month, and I hope to see you the next time I do this. But if you like some strategy videos that I'm doing, I've got more coming out, and some new games on my channel too that'll be coming out as well. And so I just kind of have some fun with that. But hope to see you next time. Have a good day or have a good night.